Okay, Aquarius, this is your finance and career August 2020 reading. Here's some Palo Santo for you. Check out my new wrist candy. This is all by JL Local. I don't know if you can read this in the mirror, but this is, I don't know if it's showing right side up or mirror of what the words are. But yeah, this is just good vibes, good energy. I think in the practical aspect, I think this is just supposed to raise the vibe and the energy of the room through the scent. I see Five of Swords at the bottom. This is Aquarius energy, so beware for this cutthroat, win at all costs type approach to your success. Okay, you definitely don't want to be dealing with those nefarious energies. It's just not good, whether you believe it's spiritually or karmically. In the very least, socially, you're gonna get like a bad Yelp review essentially as a person, and that's basically how people create reputations, right? I think that's kind of part of the human evolution, social component where you're at the end of the day, you're a good person, you're a bad person. You've done good things, you've done bad things. How do we harness those dual energies within ourselves? Aquarius, you being a fixed air sign. I could see you definitely being on the intellectual spectrum. Definitely, the leadership prospect element here as well, as being someone to look towards in a leadership position. You definitely don't want to take advantage of that. Because there are depths in which you can borderline traumatize people when you use that form of leadership energy, Aquarius. So keep that in mind. Spirit, highest possible messages for finance career 2020 August. Aquarius. This is Leo season. You could be dealing with a Virgo. The Sphinx iconography has been popping up recently in my readings, and I came across some new information regarding the Sphinx. Yes, I'm talking about the Pyramid of Giza, the Egyptian Sphinx, where it has the head of a human, which I came to find out that was supposed to be referring to Virgo. So we're in Leo season. That's the tail end, no pun intended, of a great story, an epic tale. Some say that it's the story of Christ, where Virgo, the Virgin, is the Virgin Mary, mother to Jesus Christ in Christianity. And the Leo, the lion, is the kingdom of heaven and Jesus Christ, God, Lord and Savior, for those who believe, reaching, lion status, lion being king of the jungle, right? Reaching the status of king. Interesting to note how these stories are kind of told in ancient astrology for all intents and purposes. So something to keep in mind in regards to your own personal mythology, Aquarius, in regards to reaching this tail end, this culminating point, having survived Corona. If you've been fortunate enough not to disparage or besmirch any of these serious things that have been going on, but Corona being Spanish for crown. The virus kind of hitting the stage, at least on the United States, shore around springtime during Aries season, Aries that rules the head or the crown. Okay, so I don't take these connections lightly. I kind of feel like these stories have been epically told and retold time and again, dear Aquarius, in the stars, really, truly. So we could learn from them and how best to navigate these crazy times, then please, by all means, connect those dots. Again, you have some Aquarius energy. Going on the straight and narrow, though, I think you've been burned, or someone around you has been burned by acting in nefarious ways. This is Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is going, like I said, to repeat myself again, on the straight and narrow, and not lying, not cheating, not stealing. And I think that has a definite linking connection to spirituality, and I always say that spirituality is intimately woven into the success of our finance and career. You could have all the money in the world, but if you had to hurt people or step on the backs of many people in an unsavory way, then what's the meaning and point of it? This is mask off. This is bearing the truth of yourself, of your soul, quite possibly to yourself, okay, and some sort of reckoning, coming to Jesus moment. I myself am not like a Jesus freak or anything like that. I tend to believe more so in these myths being kind of woven throughout mankind and history, and being told, reiterated in different ways throughout different cultures and civilizations and religious texts. But that Seven of Swords is, deciding to do things the right way. But I think that takes a lot of maturity, and I think that takes, having learned your lesson, maybe the hard way, Aquarius. But, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, really, truly. Yeah, this is coming out of devil energy. Toxic relationship, toxic lifestyles, nefarious ways of operating, maybe business-wise or with your finances, investing in unsavory practices or habits or toxic relationships. Coming out of this, the devil is when energies or entities bearing energies are chained to each other, and they're not with each other out of their own free will and volition. In fact, they're just forced to be with each other because they can't come to terms or recognize the devil in their life, metaphorical devil in their life, that is keeping them bounded and in bondage. Some people prefer the devil that they know as opposed to the devil that they don't know. But this kind of brings me back to that Virgo energy, which is the Hermit card in the tarot, and which speaks to the inner illumination of being able to be free out on your own, in the unknown, in the wilderness, because you've realized that the kingdom of God is within, Aquarius, the inner light of the love that you found for self. You could go anywhere, do anything, be anyone, because you've found that holy trinity, again, all this religious talk and iconography of marrying the divine masculine father with the divine feminine mother, with the divine child, infant, vulnerable self. Once you achieve that and kind of internalize this whole self-parenting mechanism, then you actually genuinely love yourself for the right reasons, and not out of this phony Instagram self-love, movement, which is easy to take, in a shallow way, and it could be kind of a cover-up for narcissism. But when it's really done and truly explored and thought about, again, liking and loving yourself and carrying yourself throughout this journey we call life, then really truly you can, do what it is that you actually came here to do on Earth in this lifetime. And I always say that is, especially with finance and career, that is indelibly woven with your natural born God-given gifts and abilities. And if you're not trying to bridge that gap and merge or marry those two ideologies, which is your natural talents with how you make a living, especially on the up and up, legally on the straight and narrow, all that stuff, ethically on the straight and narrow, then you're wasting your time. That is like, Michael Jordan not playing basketball or something like that. It's like you'd be a fool not to use your God-given gifts and talents. But if we're stuck in institutions or lifestyles or ways that are just kind of there just to be there, just to keep people small, especially spiritually, then we're never going to be able to tap into our greatness and our higher selves and all that beautiful spiritual mumbo jumbo that we love. Queen of Wands in reverse. Again, I believe this came out in the reverse initially. This is a lot of jealousy around you, Aquarius. So keep mindful of that. You probably have a lot of opportunity and at hand, and there's a lot that you're trying to juggle and balance. Your virtues and your values, as I see the Two of Pentacles here flash at the bottom. Spirit, again, highest possible messages. Okay, this is Two of Wands. I could read this as the Ace of Wands in the upright, which is passion, the impetus, the keys in the ignition, fire starter, the willpower, power, and motivation to act, to take action. Two in the reverse of the Wand suit is lack of planning and strategizing. So if you are going to make a great escape from the devil, you first have to plan and strategize. How will I do so? Aquarius. Keeping in mind, and not for nothing, but I mentioned Michael Jordan not playing basketball. Michael Jordan was an Aquarius. And in the skies in ancient astrology, Archangel Michael is depicted as the constellation Ophiuchus, which is stepping on the serpent and Scorpio. And this is actually a Bible passage. And again, I'm not a Bible freak or anything like that, so for me to know this is kind of interesting. But I think it's like a passage in Luke, the Gospel of Luke, where, and they actually used this in the movie The Exorcist, where they're trying to exorcise the demon out of the little girl. But one of the lines is like, I give you power and authority over all serpents and snakes, or something like that. And it's just interesting. I wrote this whole crazy post on my Facebook, Run and Gun Tarot. If you want to check that out, that's and with an N, Run and Gun Tarot on Facebook. Connecting all of that crazy shit. Long story short, Archangel Michael is depicted as Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus, however you pronounce it, and that constellation is depicted as stepping on and slaying a serpent in hand, and then also stepping on Scorpio. Not for nothing, no shade or tea on Scorpio, but the constellation Virgo giving birth, I think, to this new life, to this new chapter, which is kind of what we're doing every time we go into Virgo season, right? The culmination of Leo the Lion, the Lion's Gate, which is huge in astrology and spirituality, leaving behind that which we don't seek to take with us. It's almost like an astrological new year, I believe, in some ways. Although not the Aries season aspect of it, but the lining up of the Lion's Gate, which is an epic astrological spiritual time in the skies. Look that up, Lion's Gate, 2020. But that being said, you know, the Ophiuchus carries the scales of Libra. And it's just that there's so much crazy ancient mythology attached to these constellations that are worth diving into as well. If you want to look up, type in Last Supper astrology, and that will really blow your hair back and your wig back. But yeah, I don't know. Not for nothing, you know, there's something there probably for you that you could take, and if it's just some sort of understanding of how things run. You know, if it's some sort of red pill matrix style for you, then please feel free to apply. I think that it has to do in regards to how cutthroat you're going to be successful, and is it willing to, you know, verge and venture on those kind of like ultra alpha super winner measures, which, yeah, you could probably be successful, but were you a good person in how you achieved your goals and success and your riches and your fame or whatever it is that you're out for, Aquarius? That being said, I do think that when you take things in a healthy, balanced approach, then you will be victorious with the Six of Wands, which is, again, more Leo energy. I believe this is Leo in one of the planets, Leo in the Sun, or Leo in Saturn, Leo in Jupiter, one of those. You're going to be victorious, Aquarius, but just an extra emphasis on the ethic and the morality in which you do so. The fates and the furies tend to land on the favor of, I think, good people, because humans are naturally social creatures. So, you know, that stuff always comes around full circle. Spirit, concluding final messages. I'm out of time at the 15 mark. Feel free to like, share, follow across all social media platforms. Website link below, Aquarius. If you want a pre-recorded or live one-on-one read, Patreon subscribers get reduced rates, so feel free to look into that. All the website links are on the website. All the social media links are on the website. And Spirit, anything else? King of Wands. So yeah, just being like super badass powerful. This is Cancerian Leo energy. Again, we are in Leo season. I think you're going to be shining bright like a diamond, and you're going to come out victorious, and people are going to be looking at you like, how the fuck did this motherfucker do that? And you're going to tell them, I did it the right way. So, peace and love and light to you, Aquarius. Namaste. Holla at your boy. Peace.